Hello? Hello. Oh, there we go. Thank you, Brooke. I had no idea that I didn't that I didn't have sound. I was talking to myself. That's okay. Let's go hide rename. We can delete one of them. It's kind of annoying that I have to turn on NVIDIA broadcast for this to work. Cool. Thank you, Brooke. Good to see you here too. Um, Brooke, today we're doing some hacking. Surprise, surprise. And mm, and so we're doing. I'm not sure if you were here yesterday. We're doing what we were doing yesterday, which is Natas 11. Natas is a series of games from Over the Wire, and we're now on level 11. Oh, you've done this one, and so it's a bit of a reverse engineering exercise in the sense that we know what this does. Oh man, I was explaining it quite well, I think, earlier. What this does, and we're supposed to find to do some cookie insertion kind of thing, messing up with cookies, and it's really fun. So here's what we've done so far. Uh, Honestly, not too much. We've discovered that cookies were meaningful for returning something. So what we need to do is decrypt a cookie. You find the weak spots. That's right. You found the weak spots. And for this one, the weak spot is that the cookie. So I'm not sure if you know cookies, Brooke. They're like pieces of text in websites. And we found this string. What we call a string is basically just text. Text, letters, and stuff. Letters and numbers that are just in text format. And we realized that the computer was adding different pieces of this text to, yes, Brookie Cookie. Brookie Cookie. Is that your name? Or is that how you'd like to be called? Brookie Cookie. Brookie Cookie. Oh, because we're talking about cookies. Okay, I see. And so what happens is that the string gets many different aspects called, or let's say the string has many different pieces, and these different pieces show different kind of things that are happening within the computer. And so it also goes the other way around. The string tells the computer what to do. And so what I'm hoping to do here is to change the machine within this vulnerable spot and the weak spot, and then make the machine communicate its password to me. So that's the whole idea. So in this place, there's different functions here. This function will basically take all the data and add it into what's called a string. And then this one will take more information added to the string, like the background color. And then what is preg match? The thing is, I don't understand preg match. What does it mean? Control C, Control F, Control V. Are you into computers or hacking at all, Brooke? Preg match. I'm trying to understand what preg match is. What is preg match in PHP? To search a string in a particular expression. Okay. In a regular expression. Return whether a match was found and how many times. Can you give me an example? Hello world, preg match world, set text, match found. Match found, text. Okay. My phone number is. So we're trying to understand. I'm into learning about it, but I would be of no help at this point as it's a new interest. Ooh. I'm not very challenged at work, so I have to challenge myself, haha, or I get bored. Wow. Wow. Yeah, I can feel you. Mm. Oh, hey, Kamurai7, welcome to the squad. Good to have you. Thanks for joining us. Uh, why did you return the sound? Yeah, we returned the sound, XR. Yeah, I don't know why video wasn't turning on. Happens. And can I ask what's your regular work, Brooke? Is it all related to computers, or are you just completely outside the field? All right, so print R matches. Okay. I want to run some PHP because, folks, right now we're decrypting commodities trading. Ooh, that sounds like a lot of money, though. That sounds like a lot of money. Because don't you make like a six-figure U.S. income, and because in cybersecurity we can make pretty good money, but the money is not as much there. Are you willing to take this pay cut at least at the beginning if you want to get into cybersecurity? I understand you. Being boring is something. Being boring is definitely a factor in moving out of it, but but are you willing to make the financial hit? Take the financial hit. All right, folks, what was I talking about? So I want to do PHP because I want to understand how this preg match works. Because I think, well, maybe you don't need to know it. I think it's just adding noise. It's just adding noise. We can just decrypt it and start understanding what it does once we've done it. So the first thing that it does is that it base64 encodes. So I think we need to base64 decode. I'm not deforming, I'm differential entertainment. Wow, that's really good, XR. Oh, I wouldn't do cybersecurity for a full-time job, but I could totally use some skills to fortify the company. It's my dad's brokerage, and I'll be taking over. Ooh, wow. I mean, cybersecurity is a good skill to have, but how critical is it to a business? Depends how big your company is. But I think as a leader of a company, there's probably better skills to have. We're a little bit technical, a little bit niche. I don't think the Fortune 500 CEOs have a strong idea of what cybersecurity is. I mean, they know and stuff. They care about it. But they often delegate this. This is why I'm surprised that a future business leader wants to get into cybersecurity. I love it, huh? It just feels a bit surprising to me. So, all right, folks, we're gonna do the reverse operation of this. So, D, which is the data, because then it takes taken to data, and then this is that. Took us a bit of time to read it. Yeah, huge to us. We had all sorts. We had all of our data stolen from the Russians, and it's crazy having to rebuild. Oh, okay. So yeah, you've been sensitized, I think sensitized by this topic. Holy moly, all your data stolen by the Russians. Is it bad? I don't realize how important your data is in commodities trading. All right, pragmatic. Okay, cool. So we're gonna do this base 64 encode. So my idea is that we have to decode base 64 decode. Raw data into. Or is that the first thing that's being done? I think it is, huh? The first thing that's being done. Whoopsies. So in order to go, we have to go reverse. But isn't it JSON encode? Maybe just JSON encode. I think we have to start with this one. If not, we'll just reverse the order. All right, let's delete you folks. JSON. What is it? JSON encode. JSON. Points to JavaScript object. No. It's definitely JSON. CSV to JSON. No. No, 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 no. Unable. Okay, yeah, it doesn't work. Good evening, Sick in the Mind. What's up? Folks, we're doing right now Natas 11. Just a reminder for everyone, we're doing Natas 11. And we are in the phase that we understood that we need to decrypt this from base 64 to something to... Okay, so what we need to do, this is a cookie. This is a cookie that we got from our website. We got it here, right here. And this is telling us, this is telling the what is it called? The backend to not show the password. And we want to change this to say the password. And so what we need to do is to understand this cookie and then move to, and then edit it to say yes to the password. Does that make sense? And now we have the code, so we understand how it works. The folks that I don't need, folks, the things that I don't understand is, do we start with JSON encode or do we start with base64 encode to decrypt this? This is the first operation. Okay, so I think I understand. This is the first operation that's been done, right? Oh no, this is the first one that's been done. Which one did the computer do first when it first ran this? I think it first did this one. The computer first did this one, no? Good morning, Tionu. It's super important. I mean, all the financial records, contract paperwork wiped and held for ransom. FBI was on it, I bet. I bet FBI was on it. Damn. Did you have, I mean, how much did you care about cybersecurity prior to this event? What measures did you have? Love the glasses. Thank you, Tionu. Toinu? Toinu. I did a speed run through Natas with command line and console through browser only. In console and browser only, I think I stopped around 16. Oh, nice. How long did it take you to do these 16 levels? Sick in the mind. I saw you mention the challenge. I find that to be an interesting method. Sick in the mind. Hehe. Nice. Yeah, it was interesting. For sure, going fast. So just using the... Said you mentioned the challenge. I find that using... I mean, what was the challenge that hard? Could find command line and console. Ah, only the command line. So this and the console is what? So no browser? That's a nice one. So JCode encode is how PHP handles JSON values to make an array where you can difference them directly in code. Otherwise, we need to parse them manually. I'm not sure what that means. So JSON encode is how PHP handles JSON values to make an array where you can reference them directly in code. So JSON values are show password and BG color. Oh, how do you know? How do you know that JSON? How come? How were you able to make this deduction? Sorry, just got an array. Just not an array, but a dict. Oh my god, dictionary. I bet. All right, folks. But I think the whole thing is being JSON encode. Maybe we can. I think we should run this in PHP. Maybe we should have our own PHP thing, where we do the absolute opposite. So how about we create a file? Touch. What do you call Natas 11? 11.php and nano natas 11.php. All right. So how do we start a PHP code, folks? Do this, I think. Natas, let's go here. Oh, web hacking. Or with PHP. Is declared as a PHP. Okay, let's type in PHP. Cool. Now we need to do the following. Cookie. How do we declare a variable? First time I think coding in PHP. The variables are declared by saying default is equal. Okay, so we can do the same thing here. You don't see too well. I think it's okay. You see the important part. All right, so we go here. We create a $sign to declare this new function. And we say, not default data. What do we say? We say cookie. So we're starting brookie cookie. Cookie is equal to, whoops. No. We don't want to search anything. Control C. We want to paste the cookie. Okay, this is not preg match. It's not what we want. We want to paste the cookie. Control C. Control C, and here Control V. All right, cool. We have a cookie. Now we're gonna do the opposite operation for the cookie, right? Paste the brookie. Just paste it. Well, I should call it the brookies from now on. Trace the result to my data and the code, follow it. By the way, rendering source index HTML files uses links. Okay. Nice. Paste the brookie. Yeah. Brooke, are you excited to have a... Are you excited to inherit this firm, even though you don't necessarily particularly like the job itself? Cookie here. And now we want to do the opposite operation. So let's go over there. See the operation being done. So we see here what we have to do. And we have to do the opposite. Maybe we can do this. And I think what we learn is that we can just run this again in our JSON code. We paste it, paste clipboard, cool. Oh wait, so we can't just paste this because it relies on a key, no? Oh no. Yeah, I mean, financial security is pretty hard to pass up these days. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty hard. I mean, especially in such exposed sector such as yours. But folks, I don't think we can do XOR encrypt because we don't have the access to the key here. And the key's probably not censored. It's probably something else. How the fuck are we going to decrypt this? We can't decrypt this, can we? All right, we got sick in the mind saying so. Feels like we're going to get wisdomed, folks. Ah, nice view on the tree. Okay, so this doesn't work. Maybe we don't need to do that. The whole idea was to copy this and reverse do it. But I don't know. If we don't have the key, we're kind of fucked. XOR, so you don't need to access the key in this case. You can just reference the data you know. So am I on the right? Am I on the right path here? Stick in the mind. Are we gonna get our answer through just doing this reverse engineering path? You can derive the key from the data you know. That's true. But how? You brute force it until it works. You do magic on CyberChef. JSON beautify, JSON minify, CSV to JSON. I don't think that's what we're after. Okay, this just gives us errors, so this is not this one. Could be, it's not CSV either. So this is not it either. JSON to CSV, yeah, no way. Avron to JSON. Error parsing Avro file, okay. Yeah, we tried all the different features. You can derive the key from what we have. Okay. All right, folks, time to think harder. Hello, GroutXT, yes. Haven't stopped by in a minute. Yeah, true. In a little bit. How you been? So after you do the source code, you can do this directly in PHP. All right, so let's stop complaining. I agree with you, Sick on the Mind. Let's stop complaining and just do it. We have this function, XOR. And now we need to... You don't need to completely reinvent the wheel. All right, so we have the source code like this. We can just do the function decrypt, and then we put here cookie, I think. Cookie. And that function does, okay, do we need something? We need to open the brackets. Okay, cool. Open brackets. Oh, it's not gonna indent. Set cookie data, not data, set cookie. Well, we can do data, whatever. No, don't set cookies. How about we declare a variable? Data. That's more, unfortunately. Ah, shoot. All right, so you haven't stopped this course. You can do that. You don't need to completely reinvent the wheel. Real festive, huh? Of course. Party hard. You can use the default cookie. Yeah. Data. Just trying to copy a bit this, because it's my first time coding in PHP. Data. We take cookie and we do the following. No, it's not that. What does it do, data? What does data do here? So first you need characters. First you need characters. What does that mean? First you need characters. Confused here a bit. Folks, just to situate everyone, we're doing Natas on system 11. We need to use the cookies that we got here. Basically, the cookie is a combination of several things, including this background color. And we need to disparate the noise, and probably we're going to need to input a new cookie that's going to reveal the password. That's going to tell the system to reveal the password. So we're doing some reverse engineering to then input something that's going to reveal the password. Hope that makes sense. Yep, known plain text. You're going to use the characters to guess the XOR secret. Okay. XOR, at what level is XOR going to be done? XOR is the second one out of 3. Start with a variable. Wow. We're reaching the peak of our skills here, huh? Never done PHP. But hey, it can be done. All right, so set cookie. All right, Sick in the Mind is being a bro and helping us out. For known characters, A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay. Okay. Gotta use the full alphabetic character set. Yeah. I get you amongst that because yeah, base 64 does not tolerate this transforms into just numbers and letters. Okay, data. We gotta do this reverse. I want to do this reverse. If we want to do this function reverse, how the fudge do we do it? It says decrypt cookie. So it says cookie. Maybe we should do this. We should use another word than cookie, I think. What do we call data? What's a good function to call? This is a decode. No, we're gonna do this here. Vim. Let's just call it decode. Decode start data. So data, we want to take, we're going to create something called data. And that data is going to be base decode. Base 64 decode. Is that going to work? 64 decode. Would you, for more complex passwords, hold on, there's been a few messages. Could use the full alphabetical character set. Not just for variable equals char text. Did you include any special things? No. Have you tried Open Sesame? Oh my god. Are you serious? Open Sesame? Data? Question mark what? I don't know what to do. Start with pseudocode and notes. I have notes, but how do I use them here? And Grad is asking data what? All I want to do, folks, is to do the reverse operation here. I want to take my cookie and do JSON decode. But the CyberChef app platform that I'm used to using does not have that. Does not have JSON decode. So how the fudge do we move forward? I mean, sick in the mind is losing it. Sick in the mind is losing it. And the thing is, we don't want to set cookie because we're not really on a. The cookie is called data. That's what it is. If we look over there, the cookie is called data. This is the final operation that we're interested in. Maybe we don't need to. We can reverse engineer. Maybe they're right. Oh, I think I know what to do. Folks, do not panic, please. Chat. You can manually start brute forcing characters by character on CyberChef. You're not trying to brute force a 32 character password. You're trying to brute force a XOR secret. You have to undo the layers with JSON at the end. You don't need to decode JSON, just need the JSON. You have to undo the layers with JSON. So how do I undo a layer? What does JSON do really, folks? What does JSON do? That's an interesting question. JSON, what does it do? I have no clue. Does it transform text? All right. So let's look at the different pieces. We'll write a note, and you folks won't be able to see it, but I'll show it on camera. You'll see my wonderful handwriting. Actually, this may be. I'm not a real doctor, folks. Huh? Some people, I don't know, think that, and I understand why. If someone calls him the cyber doctor, but you'll see it through my handwriting that I'm a real doctor. All right, Sharpie. Let's go. So we have this. We have the cookie. So we have the cookie. What is the first part of the cookie here? What is the first thing that we add to this goddamn cookie? So data cookie. All right, default data is I think the first thing that's being added, or no? Where does the default data come in? Could be nice to have a more visual way of doing it. Default data goes all the way at the end. No, data is equal to load data. Interesting. Interesting that data is being mentioned twice. Is it different things? It's probably different things, no? Your default cookie is in plain text is default data. Okay. Oh, really? My cookie in plain text is just, no, they added plenty of stuff in there. Look, they even added background color. JSON encode is in the object. First in JSON format, it's JSON format. JSON encodes, takes in the object and puts it into JSON format. JSON format is just text you can read. Ah, really? Uh-huh. Okay, kind of makes sense. So, folks, we already know from these two, the only difference here is this. So we know that there's an ending here, and this is the background color. So we know there's probably just one thing at the end that is 3 bytes long. And that's the second to last, probably, is the... So cookie, we're just going to put X's. And we know that the second to last is... We just know that the second to last is the background color. Oh my god, that's awful. I can read it at least. The second to last is the background color. Right, you follow me so far? This is for 2 different colors. So this is why we have different cookies. Well, it includes the D. And there's something at the end as well that we do not know what it is. There's something at the end that we do not know what it is. What could it be? Background color, BG color, preg match. Maybe it's just a piece of the... Oh, okay. That's super weird. FA 6. Why is 6 just randomly there? That is super strange. Maybe it's meant to deroute us. All right, I'm going to read GraalTXT's message one more time. JSON encodes, takes the object and puts it into JSON format. JSON format is just text you can read. Yeah, I understand that, I think. By the way, data is your cookie value or cookie name. Data is equal, yeah, I get that. I get that because we save data, and then data is here, load default data. Wait, load default data, and then here, oh man, data, default data, load data, default data. And then where is the cookie being saved? This is the set cookie one. So this is the final one, I think. Save data, D. Save data. So we're going to use the so it's here it sets the function. And this save data is basically what puts the cookie in at that last. So this is what ultimately sets the cookie up. This is what ultimately sets the cookie up, right? Does that make sense? Because it's the last thing to run and it uses a function that is definitely setting the cookie. So this is confusing to me. You know, you declare the function here and then you use it here. So it's not being run here. It's being run here. And that kind of confuses me, but it 100% makes sense. It would have been, in my opinion, on such a short code, probably the functions should have been declared all the way at the top, which they were. Well, but the thing is, all of this code is basically declaring functions. And here's the only one. Here's the only one that's not a function, right? This if directly doesn't start with a function, unless you start something basic. All right, and here we're declaring an array. So all that default data is an array. All right, let's see. That string with the 6 is in it is a regex. The 6 matches 6 hexadecimal digits. Ultimately not important right now. Okay, so it's not that random. Because 6 hex digits make up a color code. Oh, thank you. Okay, so it's filtering for just this. I think this is what's happening. It's filtering, so preg match is kind of like a find, right? We asked ChatGPT earlier. It's just kind of a find. Just kind of a find. Base 64. I recognize this code. Hey, Shy Hat. Good to see you. Old Natas, good old Natas. Yeah. Ah, it's so good. Base 64 question mark. So base 64 Brook is an encoding system that we use to, I think, to standardize data. So some data sometimes has weird characters and we don't want that. So we do base 64 and base 64 takes it and turns it into just numbers and letters. And it's very useful. I think it's just one of its features. I think the chat might be able to tell you more stuff. And hi Grot, hi Sick. Merry pre-Christmas everyone. Yay. Today is Wednesday. Oh, you're not streaming today, Shy Hat. Today's Wednesday, right? So you're streaming tomorrow night. In theory. I don't know if you will though. Stream is tomorrow. So you're doing a Christmas stream. Nice. In the evening, tomorrow in the evening. That's tomorrow morning for me. Christmas Eve is alright. It's still alright. Nice. Alright, so folks, Natas 11, going back, and I think we're getting somewhere pretty close. It feels every time we're getting closer, but preg match is basically control F. So we understand this preg match here. This is all declaring functions, folks. So the real code, the real execution happens here, I think. If array exists, bg color requests. Okay, so it takes it in. If there's a request, if there's something in request, you do preg match, all these characters, request background color. So this basically just checks something if this exists. And then data bg color is equal to request bg color. So what does that if do? It says it sets data bg color is equal to request bg color. So it just declares data bg color and then it runs save data. And it runs save data, and that save data, oh god, and that save data, oh la la, c'est quoi ça? Checks for hex code, color codes, yes. So what it's doing is called input validation. Yes, I agree. Just making sure that it's the right thing that they were, because I think, what if we type in here, what if we type in the platform here, instead of FFF, we type sick in the mind. Set color, no data, no cookies, right? Oh, there is cookie. Oh, because it sets this to default. It forced it to default, which is FFF. And it still gives us a cookie. Okay. All right. If it does so. Granted, they're doing it wrong. It should be a centralized function. There we go. That's why we can't. This is why we can't do it. The level's just poorly designed, and it's not at all a skill issue. I'm just kidding, of course. I love Over the Wire. They've done some of the greatest games on hacking. I very much enjoy what they do. All right, so preg match start BG color. So still, folks, we're trying to understand the code. Maybe you can try to understand the code with me, with us. So this is gonna connect some neurons. Save data, data. So data is the load data default data. Okay. So the default data is here. It's this array. So the key code is that's important is load data. Yeah, load data basically loads the default data. So data is equal to load data. Excuse me, load data, default data, and default data is over here. You're trying to figure out how to forge a cookie, but you need the XOR secret. That's right, we do. So what is it exactly that you suggest doing? We have our cookie over here. What is it exactly that you suggest doing? Sick in the mind. All right, going back here. Function XOR encrypt. Save data, okay. Data is equal to load data, default data. And then save data goes into, the data goes in here. So save data, and save data takes the data. What does it mean here? The thing that confuses me a bit is that we have data here as this, and we have data as this. There's like two types of data, right? And then there's data here and then data here. I think they're two very different things. Although they're named the same, they're not at all the same things. Crib and known plain text XOR attacks. It's a good idea to have him go on a side quest learning crib and known plain text XOR attacks. Side quest, man, we'll be streaming for years. I mean, what am I saying? We'll be streaming for years. We'll be here learning this side quest for years until we actually get to this. Years might be a bit much though. All right, granted they're doing it wrong. So this application is handling cookie. You're trying to figure out how to forge a cookie, but you need to XOR secret. No, load data loads your cookie and defaults to loading the default cookie if it doesn't have one. Okay, I see. So if there's none, it just loads the default one. I see, okay. Okay. Data, load data. Ah, right. If not, so this is the default. It loads data, default data. But if we have another thing, we have good stuff for, ooh. So earlier, when we said sick in the mind instead of something there, instead of something like background color that it expects, then it just sticks to this loaded data, right? Did you do this already? Second one? Yeah, so Brooke, this is a common thing that I think most people go through. Hey, by the way, Brooke, if you haven't, I suggest you follow the Shy Hat. They stream just a bit before me on for a few more hours on Mondays and Wednesdays. like I think for the US it'd be like 5 p.m. or something. They usually start. Maybe a bit later. Yeah, 5 p.m. they should start, something like that. So yeah, most people go through that. Most people go through that. This is a rite of passage over the wire for most people. All right, so we kind of understand this, right? This is the default, and if the background color is different, then it shows something else. Okay. Oh, and what you're suggesting is, because we know, all right, take it in mind. Let me know if this is what you think. Because we know that this is the color thingy, this is the color difference. We can reverse crack the, because we know that this is just hashtag different things, we can decode our whole thing. I don't know if that did not make sense. We can just use this to decode what is, so we know that this is FFF, and try to decode what is this thing, XOR encrypt. I'm going to do it for fun. Yeah, you should. Start with Bandit. It's so good. All right, we got Sick in the Mind saying so. Ay, ay, ay. All right, just for everyone who wants to follow the Shy Hat, can I do a shout out? Is it like this? Shout out. The Shy Hat. He did that once for me. Chat. I think it likes create a notification for you folks if you just want to click on them and give him a follow, so you're aware of when he comes online. He does the same thing as we do, hacking, probably on a more advanced level most of the time, and also some fun interviews at times. The Shy Hat is very, very organized. Unlike us that kind of still YOLO things, because I think in big part because we don't really know what we're doing. Let's face it. All right. So Sick in the Mind is giving us some tips. I think soon. I followed. Nice. Nice, Brooke. Cool. So this. We can use this piece in order to determine the freaking rest. All right. Ready, folks? So we're just going to keep these two for now. We're going to delete the rest. We're going to delete the rest. Here you... Oh, wait. We don't know anymore. What's the thing? We can just copy these two instead. X, Control C. And then we see these and Control C. So we know that these should translate. Right, is it? D2, because it's a lot smaller. J, yeah, it's just smaller, but no, it doesn't make sense. NDU3 JIX. Huh? The fudge have I done? These are not good. Folks, I'm just taking what's different here. So this is the first one. And this is the second one. It should be the same length, right? Okay, these two are the same length. That's good. Oh my god. He does a lot of planning ahead of time. Very respectable. Yeah. All right, so these two, this one we know. Oh, fudge, we forgot the color that we put in. Shoot. So this one is the default one, no? AYIXG. Well, this doesn't look anything like the other ones. Ah, fudge. Fudge, folks. Set color. Cookies. This one. Data. So this one's the default for FFF, I think. All right, let's just do one. Oh wait, if we do one, we don't know which one is which. Which part of it is which. I don't know if I make sense, folks, huh? But FF, I think we can just put this as, oh, right, F0. What if we put F0? Oh, look, it's brown now. Cookies, this. And we'll just know what 1F differential means, right? Oh, that's really smart. We're geniuses, folks. So all of this is similar, except for JN. All right, so Sick in the Minds is helping us big time. Default data is JSONified array. Simply running this code on your own system, you can print that value. Default data is a JSONified array. Simply running this code on your own system can print that value. But if you follow the basic structure, you'll learn it means default cookie is show password, no PG color. In its plain text form. Okay. Oh, that's really good help. Thank you, Sick in the Mind. You can simply run this code on your own system. You can run print that value. But if you follow the basic structure, you'll learn it just means you can print that value. Just running this code on your own system, you can print, okay. Show password, and it's plain text form. So by XORing each alphabetical character, you can compare each character and derive the original JSON string. Yeah, maybe. The thing is, folks, for base 64, this is the only thing. Yeah, this is the maybe. Oh. We spent so much time on this one. Did you know that you shouldn't encrypt something with XOR that people already know? You can XOR the message to get the key. You'll know it's a valid key when you start seeing the string turns to characters that you know. Okay. So let's freaking XOR this. So is a key a number from 1 to 26 or something? You need to script this. I can't do this in CyberChef. Ah, okay. All right, so let's script this shit. Sorry, I shouldn't have said shit. Let's script this cookie. All right, let's do this. I'm all ears, folks. Cookie is equal to this. So let's run in JSON, decode, function XOR encrypt. We almost got it, no? Actually, maybe we didn't need to do that. 64 decode. So this will just turn it. We need to XOR. Okay. Start with the base PHP code they give you in the source. So all right, we do everything. Should I copy everything then? Sick in the Mind? All right, we just can copy the PHP code. Okay, this is we do show the password, yes. Okay, that gave us a pretty big hint. All right, so let's copy this. Doom. Control-Shift V. All right. We still declared the cookie. Actually, I only used the XOR function, and the save data code I used in my function. All right, so let's do XOR, which is something that we've done before. All right, let's exit. Save modify buffer, no. All right, so we're just going to copy the function. Oopsies, Control-Shift is not happy with. Control-C, Control-Shift-V. So we have a function now, XOR encrypt. So we can try different keys. So we can call upon XOR encrypt. Data is equal to, all right, how about this? Data is equal to, and then we put here return data. Does this work? And then here we put data. I think we should declare the cookie up here. Cookie is equal to... Does this make sense, folks? I think I've lost a few of you on this one. We're still decoding here. 1, 2, 3. We don't need the percentage. So the thing here is that we're figuring out this XOR encryption key here that is censored. We need to put something else. Do you have VS Code on your Kali? No, I do not think so. Maybe I do. VS Code. No, run VS Code. Yeah, actually I did. Beautifully useful notes. All right, I think these are my notes. All right, never mind, we have it. No need to run it here. Control-Shift-C. New file. natas11.php. How about this? I'm falling asleep, though, early morning. Yeah. I mean, you're in the US or Brooke? Commodities trading used to be like in New York or maybe London, but I think probably New York, no? Return data. Return. All right. This we can close. This looks quite a lot better. Data is equal to XOR encrypt. XOR encrypt. Yeah, in Chicago, of course, in Chicago. Commodities trading. You're trading like some wheat. What else? I was gonna say some sheep, but that's Catan. What else do you trade in commodity trading? What else do you trade in commodity trading? Pure belly, soybeans. Don't you trade pig bellies or something? Metals. Metals. Ooh, gold, copper, and stuff. Cool. What's your take on something? What's the hottest topic at the moment? All right, XOR encrypt, and then we want to do cookie. That works. And then here instead of key we censored, we put in. What do we put in here, folks? 1. And then we run. Or 0. The thing is I'm not sure what the key is in XOR. Return data. All right, let's run it. Control R, maybe? No. How do I run? Oh god. Oh god. Okay, we're duplicating. That's all it does. How do we run? Problems output. Can you just run? Problems output, terminal output. All right, can we just run? I'm gonna make this bigger. All right, you folks see the important stuff. That's good. And how do I run this? Configure editors, show open editors. How do I run? Run. Debug terminal ports, problems. Go. Wow, what the fuck? Control Shift run? No. Control E? No, for execute? No, it doesn't work. No, how do you do this? Customize layout. Hey, Yui! 69. Welcome. Yui, you seem to very much like a certain number. Try PHPF file name. Okay. OMC! Hello! You have the same color sick in the mind. MC is here. All right, let's do return. Okay. PHP F. F is for force, and we love the force. All right, Brooke, what's a what's a hot take in the commodities market right now? Just to understand a bit what your day is like, or what the market is like at the moment. PHP F, and then the script, not S11 PHP. Everyone in this chat is a shade of green except me. Yeah, right? Oh, do we have the same? Yeah. The shy hat as well. Grot, yeah, you really stand out, Grot. I think you've always been red, though. It's funny, and the MC's always been this dark green color. Ever since the start. No, I think you used to be purple MC as well. I think I saw you purple as well at the beginning. Alright, MPP, there we go. What is the output? What does it not return data? Why is data not being returned? Something should be returned. Output, problems. What does this mean? For me, always green. Thank you, VRD. Hey, welcome. Good to see you. The thing is, MC, I used to see you on the dual chat that I had on the right. Now, sorry, YouTube. This week I haven't. I don't know why it stopped working, and I just stopped caring because I've never received chats from YouTube. But that's not a really good reason. That's not a good reason. I should go back to having this multi stream because I'm also on YouTube, folks. All right. What do we do here? We need to figure out how to get the output from this. Cool glasses. Thank you, VRD. Your file name is present staying as plain text. All right. Thank you very much. Of course. This question mark PHP. That's right. And here we have to end a PHP. Here, isn't it the same thing? How do we end PHP? Or you can go on the website and figure it out. Question mark and greater than. All right, so let's go back to our VS console. Go first question mark and then this, and then this. Okay, cool. Thank you for that, sick in the mind. Okay. Ah, there we go. That looks like PHP text. Now it's all colorful. Output, terminal. Or maybe Control Shift R will work now. It's so weird how it doesn't just run. Configure editors. What does this do? Okay, not what we wanted. Show open editors. No. Log group. Configure editors. Show open editors. No. I think we can delete these. We can remove. Sick is right. One tip though, your variables require $, the prefix. So data is not being set. You're right. And cookie should be equal to $. Yep. And here the reference to cookie should be this, right? Whoopsies, not end, but cookie. Terminal, let's do this. Boom, nothing. Return data. All right, what else did we do? Return data is not having this, so it doesn't return anything. Makes sense. Okay. Maybe we didn't save. No? Or is it always saving? Control S. Function XOR encrypt. Unexpected function. Why is it unexpected? In. Text in. Is it because we don't have an in? No, I think it's okay. Tell it echo data. Okay, echo and not return. Echo. All right, cool. We have our first error. That's a good sign. I think it's a good sign. PHP parse error, syntax error, unexpected token function on line 4. So this function is not expected. Is it the in that's causing an issue? No, right, because it should take the XOR encrypt, should take the cookie. And rerun. Remember, you don't need an end. No, we don't need an end. Are you saying sick in the mind that we don't need this? Question mark, I think. Remove the F. We don't want to force. Maybe it's bugging out because of that. All right, same error. All right, and you see everything well. That's good. Stop using F. Don't use command switch. Just run PHP natas11.php echo data. Okay. Also the lines require this at the end, of course. Because I think cookie is this. Is it going to understand that this is not part of the string? Because cookie maybe needs to be declared in brackets. Let's see here. Our syntax is completely off, folks. Thank you for mentioning it. All right. So we need to put actual text, declare variables in comillas, in quotation marks. All right, so here, there we go. We need to put this in quotation marks. Cool. Now I think we're good. Code data. So many errors in our code. I thought it was going to be more okay. And this lack of a semicolon is what caused the issue on line 4. Oh no, still not. Okay, still more errors. Function XOR. Yeah, echo. Missing around the cookie value. Yeah, perfect. Sick in the mind told us. And missing the line terminating exactly. Because 2 lacks semicolon, as Sick said. I wonder how Zuck built Facebook on this dangerous language. Was it through this? Nope, you don't require this to run. Your lol, not brackets, need quotes. Isn't cookie supposed to be a string in quotes? Yeah, I think it is a string in quotes, yeah. But yeah, we put the quotes after you said that, I think. That's the fun in coding. Huh. Actually, based on him though, at the time, frameworks didn't exist to stop yourself from shooting in the foot using PHP. Save the file. All right, how do we do that? File, save. Save, Control S. All right, let's run it. There we go. Okay, so 1 didn't work. 2. Is it gonna? I was gonna run the same thing. All right, Control S. 3. Oh wait, we can't do. We can just run it. All right, how about a for loop? How about a for loop, folks? We so hacking. All right, we have 35 minutes, folks. I think we're not gonna do anything apart from that. How about we do a for loop? Save the file. We're so hacking. All right, I'm down for a for loop. What could the code be? So you got a baseline started. I'm not gonna go through all this. I mean, how many characters are there? 1 through 26. Is that it? 1 through 26. I can do it. But more, I'm gonna murder someone in a good way, right? Of course. Everything we do with kindness. I don't know. I don't know how many. If it's 1 to 26, we can brute force it. But above that, I'm you got baseline. You'll need a new function. I mean, what are the possibilities here for XOR encrypt? We're just moving. What is XOR encryption? Let's just ask ChatGPT. We already did that. XOR encrypt in PHP. Let's just ask again. Well, we can just go back to before. Save some electricity. All right, XOR is this. It's an exclusive OR bitwise operation. 1 XOR 1. Okay. What are the potential? What is the key range in XOR? If it's like up to 1,000, XOR key range is not limited in theory, but in practice it's severely constrained by how XOR works. That sounds strong, but it's misleading. So up to 255. Repeating keys destroy security. This means the key repeat. So instead of one big key, you got independent smaller keys. One per position. This is trivial. That's an easy operation. Effective key range, so 0 to 55. All right, we're not going to do this 255 times. We need a for loop. Oh, this is going to become quite a boring stream, folks. Typing simulator. Okay. See, there's a few chats where we're so hacking. So you're missing a whole aspect of the original code that did XOR encrypt, but then also did base64 encoded it. Ah, okay. It's a lot to take if you've never done XOR. Yep. XOR encrypt works in the fact that XOR word key. Yeah, totally. It was way more confusing than anything VRD. Yeah, exactly. The key range is 0x00 0xFF for the key length. Sic your a hint is just an alphabetic character, narrowing it down. You just need a list of alphabetic character to loop with. Is the key return? It's mandatory to say lol. Yeah, it's mandatory. Thank you, XR. What would we have done if no one said it? You need a list of characters to loop with. All right, so A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. That's right. Were you impressed by that? All right. Basically, if you encrypt twice using encryption, you... No, say it backwards. Oh, wow. Z, X, Y, W, V, V, W, X, Y, Z. Oh, yeah, not too bad. U, T, S, S, T, U. Yeah, we got it. R, Q. No. You already got a DUI. No. ZXY. I said ZYX. Oh, shoot. All right. Basically, you need to encrypt twice using encryption and end up with the original message. So we need to base64 this before. Can we just base64 this before then? Can't we just set the cookie to be something different? Cookie value. So in our VS Code, this cookie is this one. Let's just paste this. It's the second one. And now we want to base64 decode it, no? Did you not major in CS? CrowdStrike, counter. What is CS? All right, base 64. From base 64? No, it looks like nothing. To base 64. That's not how we're supposed to do, no? Computer science. Oh, CS. There you go. Yeah, no, I didn't. No, you know. No, I didn't major in computer science. No. I like how you switched to caps to say it. Computer science. All right, this. You said base 64. In Counter-Strike. Did you major in Counter-Strike? Maybe. If you want, I think in Monday we might. It might be this weekend. I don't know. Who knows? Monday you might see me on a 12-hour stream. You might see me on a 12-hour stream, and then I think in the halftime of the 12-hour stream, we'll do a bit of video game streaming just for fun. Just that, like as a little break. Ow. Oops. I wanted to set my microphone to another height, and it just went bananas. Hopefully I didn't. Oh my god. I see red. Sorry, folks. Oh no. Oh no. I hope I didn't hurt your ears. Oh no. Sorry about that. When you XOR twice, you get the original message. So folks, do I need to XOR or do I need to base 64 here? No, we'll see the JSON. Base 64 decode. Do we have to do this? Base 64 encode. JSON encode. So JSON we're fine with. We need to this XOR and then we base 64. Chef does have XOR. I know, but I don't know why we can't do it. It does have XOR, but oh, maybe it could brute force XOR. So, okay, folks, let's go into our code. And here we're going to put in XOR cookie, but we need to base 64 data before we return it, no? Base 64 base 64 decode or encode. So before it was encoding or decoding? It was encoding. So here we need to decode. Decode. $sign data. Data decoded is equal to this. I now need to declare this as a $sign. Hope it makes sense for everyone. If you have questions, you're waiting to pursue chef.xor, you can do that in a single line. I bet you can. I'll just start with this though. It's more beginner friendly, so you can see a bit, understand better. And if perchance we didn't finish this in the next 25 minutes, we have something to work with for next time. All right, let's run this. Let's see if it looks any different. But can you decode this when it looks like this? I don't think you can decode this, huh? Because this is not regular text. Yeah, it's gonna have an error. Line 19, it's not gonna be able to decode. Decoded. Please save before trying to run again. Okay, you did. Ha 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 ha. I pressed Control S. You didn't see it. So it doesn't work, and the reason for that is because we cannot decode this data, or what? No, your cookie is already base64 value. So we need to not decode, but code it. Encode. No, no, no. We shouldn't do that. Base64 is irrelevant here. Okay, and we still have the same error. What the hell? Oh, thanks, Jimmy the Dandy. Poop pants, that's accurate. And if you don't know Jimmy the Dandy, he comes, I think it's the second time on stream, and just sends this message. I find it interesting. Remember your semicolons, of course. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay. Line 19, still can't do it. Why the fudge not? Ah, because decoded does not exist. Okay, that's helpful. That's not what we're after. Folks, do we even need a base 64 decode? Decode base 64 then XOR. Hope this. Here's a site that I made, that I handmade, I guess. I had made. VRI Dan. Repeat key XOR. Base 64 then XOR. What is this site for? VRD? They say coded. I'll just say decoded. Do we even need base 64 is one of my question. Here's the site that I made. Decode base 64, then XOR. Ah, okay. Decode. So, okay, we need to put this before. Well, thank you, Grout. Data encoded, base 64. Data. Data is equal to this. All right, so you take data. No, you take cookie here. Hey, but Grout, we could just decode the cookie before. Decode base 64, then XOR. Try to write down how the data was transformed, then reverse that process. God. And I wonder, like, the stream got a bit more viewers in the past month, and I wonder why, because I feel like this is the time where we've struggled the most on exercises. Like, how's this fun to see me, like, struggle so much? Maybe it's entertaining to see people struggle. I think it is in a way. And then it's just satisfying when people finally succeed. But there's a lot of mystery on this for me. All right, so how to do this. So what does it do? The thing here is it sets cookie, base 64 encode. So this motherfucker, what does it do first? Does it, what? This is my computer, Grout. You can tell me. Empty slots to fill graveyards hours. Yeah. Yeah, graveyards are, yeah, it's pretty empty during this time, I bet, for you folks. Try to write down how the data was transformed, then reverse that process. All right, so let's reverse the process here. JSON encode. JSON encode means that we have to reverse this, right? We have this, which one goes first? Is it base encode? Which one does the computer go through first? If you, let's think about it mathematically. I think in a mathematical section, you'd do JSON encode first. So JSON encode is the first one being run. I see. Of course, it's base64 decode. Of course, no. From the outside to the inside. All right, so we have to base64 decode and then XOR encrypt, and we should finally see some beautiful JSON afterwards. Grout is telling us you can think of JSON encode of turning data into text to encrypt. Okay. All right. You got it, folks. Clear on that. So we do data coded, base64 decode. Do we know the key? No, not yet. All right, so this data coded is base64 decode data. And then here we take in data coded, decoded. Data decoded. Nice. And then here we'd say echo data. Doesn't make too much sense, but I think it works. Undefined variable in data line 16. Data encoded base64 data. You're right. Base64 cookie. Cookie. Yeah. Control S. All right. Looks like nothing. So do we have to try the alphabet? All right. I'm not going to spend too much degree to create the alphabet. I'm going to do a for loop. Fudge this. Create a function that makes an array with all alphabet letters. Cool. Trent 640, welcome to the squad. Good to have you. Welcome. All right, first you need to create a reference of the original data. How are we supposed to find the key? Brute force? Yeah, I think so. Maybe. It should give you 2 or 3. You need peel the layers and yarn from the outside to the inside. Yeah. Do we need to know the key? Need cookie somewhere. Yeah, okay, we did that. How are we supposed to find the key? Brute force. First you need to create a reference of the original data. I remember it right. It should give you 2 or 3 needed to get to third. I don't think it's brute force, LMAO. Ah, fuck it. We're brute forcing. Don't matter. Function, alphabet array. There we go. Is it PHP? Now you can do this. Might as well get the big letters in there. It looks like PHP. All right. Return letters. Okay. So let's go in our code. The answer is always brute force. VRD. Never use your brain when you can use sheer force. All right. So here we have an array. Wait, return array merge. Okay. So we created array merge, right? Or not? Oh, let's delete this. Is it PHP? Yeah, it's PHP. Function syntax, alphabet array. JavaScript would not use the $sign variables. Okay. Okay. So how do we build a for loop around that? How do I build a for loop around that? What if the key has more than one letters? The thing is, the way that XOR is designed, I think if it has more than one letter, then it doesn't matter because there's multiple keys. There's multiple possible keys. It's not unique. It tells you the language on top left of each block. Oh yeah, you're right. Thank you. Okay, nice. Cool. We have a good beginning. A strong base. All right, so this alphabet array, this letters array is going to be useful. Cool. Here we define that. Here we define XOR. For I is equal to 0. Okay, I is equal to 0. For I below count, I should probably put something, no? Or below count? No, it's all the things. Letters, I++, echo letters. We don't want to echo letters. We want to do the following. We want to run XOR encrypt and the IN. But the thing is we need to set in the key here. Text is IN. We need to double this function. All right, gonna ChatGPT this, folks. Hang in there. I barely understand what I'm doing, so I'm just gonna try to do here that 7 can be rotated. Hope that makes sense. Probably there's an easier way. XOR encryption can have more than one key letters. You can do this in another language, you'd understand better. That you understand better. You think I understand better other languages? I mean, I barely know Python, but I'm not familiar in many languages, VRD. I'm a business major. All right, this. How do I set key as another? What the fuck? We can just put text here. We don't have to put the variable in this function. Does that make sense? I think it does. You can do it by parsing. Okay, for I key. See, text is this. Out text is this. What is in are we doing? Is in always the same thing? Because maybe we don't need it in the function. Text is always the same thing, no? Text is always data encoded. Text is always data decoded. In, right? So we don't actually need in here. In can be this. And the text can just be data decoded. You should try the inventive code challenges. You should do more programming practice. I should do more everything. Folks, this is why I'm here, to do more of everything. This is why we're here together to learn. All right. For key is equal to in. This is going to be the variable. The text is always the same shit. I should stop saying shit. It's really not polite. Man, Jim the Dandy. What a legend. Just comes in, drops in some emojis and leaves. All right, text. Does he do this on other streams? You can probably do this faster in Excel. Text is what you're putting into the function. Yeah, text is what you're putting in the function. That's always the same thing. So, data decoded, base64 decode cookie. Basically, what we're looking for to do is data decoded. We need to put it before the function, I think. Maybe not. Before the for loop for sure. Data decoded is base64 decode cookie. And here text should be data decoded. Oh, should have put a $sign before. Data decoded. Text data decoded. Text data decoded. Cool, I think it works. And the in, so the function in is going to be for I equals 0. I is equal to count letters. I want you to echo letters. I php.ul. What the fudge? No, that's not what we want. We want you to do the following. We want you to do oh, okay. We need semicolons, and yeah, we do. We need semicolons within each. So data is equal to this. XOR encrypt for IN letters. Here we put letters. $I. Folks, you might be losing me like crazy. I think it makes sense though. I wouldn't get rid of the text equal IN. Why not? Because the reason I did that is because data decoded is always the same thing. And this is the only thing that needs to change, right? $I. I think this makes sense here. Data XOR encrypt data I. And then we want to return I as well. Return $I to know what's the key, right? I, whoopsies, semicolon, maybe you should echo I, echo, this is going to be quite a full, echo, data. That's not how functions work though. Oh no, I did something wrong. All right, let's see where the errors work. I believe you that this is not going to work. Oh, it didn't save. Warning, undefined label. Okay, so the for loop runs. 13, we have an issue. Data decoded. Maybe we don't need to do that, no? Text. That's not how functions work though. The key is in. The key is in. The key is in text data decoded. So why does it not work? Line 13. We can't just do that. Data decoded. That's the same thing here. Cookie. That's not how functions work though. Why not? What's the issue here? All right, let's run this with ChatGPT. Hopefully ChatGPT doesn't go on the full defensive saying, hey, you key here. But line 13 is not working. What can I do? You're very close. The problem is not XOR itself. It's variable, scope, wrong argument, and wrong key values. Okay, that's a lot of things. Inside the XOR you have, but data code decoded is defined outside the function. In PHP, functions cannot see outer variables unless you set them as parameters, best. Pass them to parameters, or declare them. Okay, so yeah. Global. Okay, so set them as parameters. Okay, so yeah, this is what you said. This is better to have it in. So that's not how functions work though. That's probably just true for PHP, no? Yeah, this explanation is specific to PHP. Okay. Alright, I kinda get why people lose their mind over this. Alright, code secret. Undefined. Alright, what do we do here, folks? What do we do? Alright, data secret function test. Echo data diff. Okay, decode is not defined. So alright, let's declare them. We can do that. We can do it differently. So data decode is here. Put in. So how about we put key? Wait, no, we don't want to put this. Oh, put this in, and then key, and then in. We'll get in back. Fine. In wins. $in, and this is $key. And key is this, and in is XOR encrypt. So I is the first, and in is data decoded. Does that make sense? All right, chat has gotten all quiet. I think you all understand or are perfectly aligned with what I'm doing. It's perfect. Key is equal to key. That won't work. All right. Let's write key like this. That won't work. All right. Control S. Can we do it? Will it work? Maybe. Can we do clear? Yes. Trying to access an array. Offset and int home Cali line 18. XOR encrypt. Holy moly. And one main thrown in home desktop on line 18. Unsupported string null. Because we can't do null. It's redundant and unnecessary. Parameters are like variables. That line wasn't needed. Which one? 18? Hey, Mulgars, hola. You're arriving at the end of the stream. A duck. A dog that's been stuck on something for a long, long time. The key is equal key line. The key is equal to key line. It wasn't necessary? Yeah, probably. You want to do key here instead? I mean, it's not gonna bug out the thing either way. Out text is equal to is appending this. Return out text. The key is equal to key line, yeah. But it won't crush us. It's not the reason why it's not working, no? Or is it? Well, same thing. Fatal error, uncut error, string null. I think for I is equal to 0. I think I should be equal to 1. Maybe the key cannot be 0. Control S. No. The fuck? I get a fatal error. Help. Code. Error. Wait. Oopsies, can't copy this. Copy. And here we paste. What do you mean the end? Isn't today the 24-hour Christmas Eve special? Maybe. Do you want to negotiate with my employer? See if I can get a day off? I don't think it's a good idea. Kind of need to work today. The capitalism needs me to sell financial contracts. Alright, trying to get access int. Trying to access int key sterling, but key is an integer because you called data encoded. Key is an integer. That's okay. No? Data XOR encrypt I data. Key 0 illegal. Oh, so it's not the right thing. Oh, there's many errors. They make you work today? I mean, it's the 24th, so yeah. Yeah, they make me work. I mean, I don't think I have to work the full day. I don't know. Maybe I can leave at 4 or something. Anyway, I'm like the only one in the team except for another junior, so we can leave whenever we want. It's just I need to work today. Unsupported operations types, strings, no. PHP returns null, then tries null. Ah, because same error, I think. Because it thinks that 0 is like this instead of being just 0. Minimal change. Wrong is this. Letters I. Data is equal to letters I. Okay. I'm pretty sure I don't have it. So which line are we talking about? Correct. It's probably the buggy one. And you Mulgars, are you working? Are you folks working on the 24th in the US? I feel like my whole chat is from the US. All right, here PHP error is line 17, out text. So what do we have to replace? Okay, we have to replace one line, which is the line data is equal to this. Data is equal to XOR encrypt. Okay, so we have to do, instead of I, we must do letters I. Yeah, exactly. All right. So ChatGPT's got it. Makes sense. Control S. Cool. Looks beautiful. Just how we enjoy it. How do I return a... I want to return a return. How do I get a return in my echo loop? Hopefully that question makes sense. I'm off on the second. Huh? Most people think they are... Oh, wow. Most people, I think they are. But I am off until the 5th. Oh, nice. Oh, man, it would have been cool to do a 24-hour stream. Dance, 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 do you did. Return is a function feature. I'm often second, maybe make it more visible. Okay, that's a lot of explanation. No, I want the code to skip a line after each echo. Using n. Okay, return /n. Echo key data /n. Okay, return data /n. Okay, /n. /n. Control S. Rerun. No, you didn't like n. Line 26. Is it a backslash? It's a backslash. Dance, 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 do you did. All right, N, there we go, Control S. Oh shit, I don't like that. And expecting this or that. Oh, no, no, no. Echo key equal data /n. Oh no, data, oh, thank you very much, sick in the mind. All right, let's see it. Echo data, $data. Dot /n. Oh, interesting. Okay, that's much cleaner. Do we get anything here? Oh, that's ugly. Holy moly. All right, this didn't work. Oopsies. Okay, we need to change the alphabet loop. A through Z. Let's just try the bigger letters. See if it returns anything different. Clear. Oh man. Oh man. You know what we didn't listen to? You know who we didn't listen to or we should have? VRD. XOR encryption can have more than one letter keys. VRD VN, I'm sorry. You're going to bring in a bunch of binary data because you're re-XORing values you don't have the secret to, and it's resulting in characters outside the scope of normal possible characters. Also, you have base 64. You have to base 64 encode the XORed results. Really? You think so? But aren't we really? I mean, we do eventually. But here's my plan taken to mind. As you said, once we decode this, we should get pretty clean JSON file, right? You just said with the method you're trying to use, yes. Oh, I just forgot what I asked about. So clear question here. With this, we should be able to see JSON, no? JSON format. This is what we're looking for. You're trying to guess the key directly with the way you're writing this. You're trying to guess the key directly with the way you're writing this. You're trying to guess the key directly with the way you're writing this? Trying to guess the key directly with the way you're writing this. You're trying to guess the key directly. Okay. The way I'm writing this, I'm trying to get the key directly. But how will I know visually that's what's the key? I'm trying to see here. I mean, wow, I'm struggling on this one. Tell ChatGPT you're trying to learn how plain text attacks works with XOR. How does a plain text attack work with XOR encryption? Lol, I suggested that a while ago. Yeah, I didn't listen to Grout and I am paying the price. Oh, we did look at that. Ay. All right, the key XOR property. The whole reason this works. XOR behaves like this. A plus B is equal to C. C plus B is equal to A. So if you know any two of these, plain text, key, ciphertext, you can always recover the third. And here we don't know the key. Do we know the ciphertext? We know the ciphertext, no? So we know. Oh. Known plain text attacks. Ciphertext is your cookie. Known plain text is the JSON. This is the one we left off last night, right? Yeah, that's exactly the one. Mulgars, yeah, I didn't put you up to date, but yeah, it's the one we left last night. And we still didn't do. It's okay. So, known plain text attack. Okay, I mean, we get here what known plain text means. A plain text attack does not mean you know the entire message. It means you know any part of the original plain key text. You know the file headers, you know the JSON structure, you know the protocol strings, or you know repeated words, admin, true, false, whatever. In your case, you know the plain text is JSON. Why XOR is especially weak? The key repeats. Each key byte affects fixed positions. So the encryption is really CIPI mod key length. That means each key byte can be attacked independently. How the plain text attack works conceptually. Let's say that you know the plain text starts with this. C0, C0. You just recovered one byte of the key. Okay. Oh, this is what you said, do it character by character. That's true. And how did JSON things... And we know... Oh, folks, we were right a bit that... you know... If we go back here to base 64, way back... There we go. We know that one character difference here, G, right? Because we have from an F and a 0, from an F to a 0, it created this change here. So we know that this is the code for J, and this is the code for 0, or something the other way around. Or excuse me, F, and this is the other one's for 0. So we can just start with that until it becomes that, no? XOR is fun. XOR is fun. I do recommend you spend some time playing with XOR encryption, not in the challenge to fully understand its weaknesses. Cue the movie trailer, The Imitation Game. Imitation Game was I watched it a while ago with Benedict. Heil Hitler turns out that's the only German you need to know to break Enigma. All right. Oh, this is the first time were they using XOR? Was Enigma using XOR? The machine used by World War II is an electromechanical router cipher. Keywords. Each letter type was submitted by another. This is crazy. Like 1940s, and they were already using this. Hitler turns out that's the only German you need to know to break Enigma. No, it's used in multiple rotos. Enigma was also vulnerable to known plain text. The Nazis love to repeat phrases. Yeah, that's an error. But I think you have to repeat words sometimes. Rotors was an electromechanical rotor cipher. Key points. Each letter was type submitted by another. Rotors could rotate with each key phrase, changing the mapping. Reflector made encryption reciprocal. Encrypt is equal to decrypt. There was no numeric XOR operation in the electronics, but there was a functionally similar principle. Okay. So I don't know what to do anymore. I think I'll use mod 26 editions of letter indices, not bitwise XOR. Yeah, in a way, the people in the movie were hackers, right? Trying to break into something. Maybe they were some of the world's first hackers, kind of, right? In a way. So you need a function that has strings of alphanumeric characters, and you need a string of the JSON sharing code breakers. Yeah, exactly. And you need a string of the JSON string. Yeah, we already have that, the color part, right? We can break the color, right? We already know what the color is. This is probably why we have color. So at one point we have FFF and FFF0, and we need to understand how that works. Oh my god. Folks, that's gonna be it for today. I need to get to work. Thank you very much for being with me. You don't need FFF0. Okay, so what do we need? Okay, wow, it feels naked now without the glasses. You don't need FFF0. No, you don't. They make you wait just the default key. Just the default key, lol. Okay. I probably. And then the default key. Yeah, I don't need that. Just the default key. But the thing is, you need to know where in the default key the FFFFF is positioned. Right? They make you work on Christmas Eve. The thing is, yeah, so 24th, they make me work. I guess so. It's fair, no? Still a work day. It's not off here. We get the 26th off in Spain, so that's pretty good. The default string is show password. No BG color. Fair F extra pay. No extra pay. No MC. All right. It tells you the source code, what the default here. Here we get like 5 days off. Wow. No, wait, really? In the US, you get 5 days off? Isn't the US known for never having days off? This is why also the chat's been very busy this week as well. I think you folks are feeling like you can stay up late a bit later. than usually can, because in part you don't have work. You don't have to work. All right. Favorite extra pay, just default key lol. Default. Okay, so default string is show password this. So yeah, okay. It tells you the source code, what the default data is for the cookie. Keep in mind XOR, known plain text attack. This is the key. That's the key to this. Have a good day at work and good night, fellow North America. Nice. Well, 2 days and a weekend. Yeah, 3 days and a weekend. Wow, that's nice. 26 as well, you get off. All right, I'm just going to take notes on this, and then we're going to wish goodbye. We're going to maybe check if there's someone to, what is it called? To gang up on? What is it? Oh, I keep forgetting this word. To fudge raid. Thank you, Grout. To gang up on. God. All right, Natas. All right, let's take our notes here. Natas 11. Let's recopy. So the default string is show password no. I mean, it's already in the code, no? No, okay, not really. No BG color FF. Okay. No. Is there, maybe there's already a built-in function to break this, no? BG color FFF. There's 6 F's, no? Oh, well, you can check here. We can just copy it, I guess. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, there's 6. Yeah, we already knew this. 1, 2, 3, FF, and a pound before hashtag pound. This. Cool. You need to break it. All right, folks. So tomorrow we're probably not gonna stream. I don't think my family would take it. I mean, we did it already, but I mean, honestly, the setup and everyone waking up wasn't really nice. So we're not gonna stream tomorrow. We will though stream the day after, and I think we can do a pretty long stream there. We can maybe do a 3-4 hour stream. We'll see. I'd copy it and paste it just to get a 100 price from source. Yeah, we'll just double check it. It's just nice to know what we need to do, I think, for next time. Where we need to start off. So I'll see you in 2 days, folks. Probably won't see you tomorrow. Tomorrow. Yeah. Yep. Cool, folks. Let's just check if there's someone to raid. Is there someone to raid? We're going to go into infosecstreams.com. You're a cyber doctor. And yeah, Censor the Hacker didn't join us. Didn't stay that long. Okay. That's it, folks. Good night. You're the last man standing. That's right. That's how it is most of the time. The only European. Yes. Really? Is everyone else just American here? There's a few Spanish speakers. I saw some really good ones. I think there must be a French one in there sometime, but they don't stream this early, I guess. Folks, good night. Please take care. Merry Christmas. Of course, Merry Christmas. Enjoy with your families. And I'll see you on the eve of the 25th. Merry Christmas, everyone. Take care. Much love. Bye-bye.